And it's so wonderful to see such a packed house tonight. It's always great to see so many faces in our atrium for our entertainment to help support our artists that are going to be performing tonight, but especially tonight because we're recognizing a special group of individuals that support our school district, and those are the volunteers. Thank you for being here. Family members, I thank you also for being here because the school system cannot run without the help of everyone in our community. And so tonight we give tribute to all of our volunteers, and we hope you have and enjoy what we have planned for you this evening. First of all, my name is Rosalind Hanson. I'm the Supervisor of Fine Arts. And having said that, I'd like to call your attention to some pieces of art that are displayed in the atrium. This month's atrium work was done by talented art students at Pineview Middle School under the direction of their talented art teacher, Miss Adair Watkins. So please, after the presentation, the ceremony, please take an opportunity to look at their great works of art. Thank you for coming here tonight to honor our special group, our school volunteers. Each principal was asked to bring one volunteer, that one person that they could recognize tonight, that one person who gives tirelessly to our students, our schools, and our community. Your time and talents are greatly appreciated, and so we set aside tonight to say thank you. To begin, I'd like to welcome alumnus Olivia Mummett, a recent alumnus, a class of 2019 graduate from Pearl River High School. She will be leading us in the national anthem. If you'll please stand at this time.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, and thank you, Olivia, for coming back. See, we graduate students and they come back. That's a joy. That's a joy. Before I begin, I'd like to recognize our board members. Please hold your applause. We have our board president, Ms. Beth Heinz, Mr. Matthew Green, Mr. Michael Derman, Mr. Jack Luke, Mr. Brandon Harrell, Ms. Shelter Richardson, Mr. Michael Winkler, Ms. Sharon Drucker, Mr. Ron Betancourt, Ms. Tammy Lamy, Mr. James Bro, and Ms. Lisa Page. Please also help me welcome Superintendent Mr. Trey Fols, Assistant Superintendent Dr. Regina Sanford, and Assistant Superintendent Mr. Mike Kosay. Our district leaders reach out to our community and welcome the support and input of parents, business leaders, and volunteers like you. We appreciate that our volunteers are there committed to our schools and our community. We'd like to ask at this time all of the volunteers to please stand and be honored. And of course, They're shared by their family members. We have many family members who are here tonight, family members of our volunteers. Please stand and be recognized. Family members of volunteers. We thank you very much for sharing your special person with us and allowing them to spend countless hours at our schools. We'd also like to thank our administrators who open their doors for their community, administrators who are here supporting their volunteers. Please stand and be recognized. And as you came in, there were special fleur-de-lis cookies that were made by Food Services. Thank you, Ms. Pat Ferris and her crew. If the principal has put that in their bag or their pocket, make sure you get it, okay? Because you deserve that cookie, okay? So please, thank you. It's a sweet treat for thanking you for everything you do. In honor of our volunteers, Pineview Middle School Chorus will perform a special song tonight. They'll begin first with America, My Home, and then follow with One of a Kind. We'd like to welcome Pineview Chorus under the direction of Miss Erica Moses. Moses and Pondview Chorus. Give them another hand. In honor of our volunteers tonight, Channel 13, with the help of the administrators from each of the schools, have produced a wonderful video to highlight this year's volunteers. In just a moment, we're going to take a look. Once again, thank you to all our wonderful volunteers for the work you've done this past year, and we hope to see you again next year and continue being a part of our community and our family and supporting us in the way in which you do. A couple of announcements. First of all, our Pondview Middle School students will be taking a picture with the superintendent in just a moment, as well as soon as that picture's over, if I can have all of the volunteers in front of the stage and we can take a group photo with the volunteers. That's it for this evening. Please make sure, guests, you enjoy some iced tea or pink lemonade, and there are some cookies available. So have a nice evening. Thank you again for being here tonight.
Good evening. I'd like to call the meeting to order, please. Ms. Coakley, would you call the roll for us?
Mrs. Hines.
Here.
Mr. Green. Mr. Derman. Mr. Loop. Mr. Harrell. Mr. Nation. Mrs. Richardson. Mr. Winkler. Mrs. Drucker.
Here.
Mr. Bittencourt. Mrs. Lamey. Mr. Hersey. Mr. Bro. Mr. Kuzan. Mrs. Page.
Thank you very much. Would you please rise and join in the invocation and the pledge, which will be led by Mr. Kuzan.
Thank you. Dear Heavenly Father, we ask that you be with our students, teachers, and families as they complete the school year. Be with them as they make plans for the summer. Lord, be with us as we come together tonight. Please guide us as we make decisions for the future of our school system. In your name, Jesus, we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Mr. Kuzan. Appreciate that. Do we have any board members who would like to recognize any visitors with us this evening? If not, then we'll move on to our next thing, which is a special recognition. It's the Capital One Investing for Good Scholarship, and we have Dr. Sean McCurley and Mr. Raymond Hall.
Good evening, Ms. Hines, Superintendent Folse, and board members. We're pleased tonight to celebrate Capital One's philanthropy program, in which they are awarding 4 $2,500 scholarships. Capital One provides opportunities for children and youth to access and excel in education and enrichment activities that prepare them for successful futures. Areas of investment include advancing teacher effectiveness, increasing family engagement, and supporting students' academic and basic needs. Mr. Folse, would you please join us to present these awards? Students, when your name is called, please come up to receive your award and take a picture. The first scholarship recipient is Torian Brumfield from Covington High School. Torian was an active member of the Covington High Key Club. She was also very involved in CHS Paw Prints for 2 years. Torian is excited to be attending Southeastern Louisiana University in the fall to begin studying ultrasound technology. Would Torian's family please stand also? The second scholarship recipient is Abigail Perkins from North Shore High. Abigail has been a very studious young lady, earning a 4.2 weighted grade point average, as well as a 29 ACT composite score. She has taken advanced placement, gifted, and dual enrollment courses at NHS. Abigail has been involved in student council, NHS ambassadors, and Spanish National Honor Society. Her poetry was published 3 times in the award-winning Prism magazine. In her spare time, she's heavily involved in dance at the Dance Project, and she will be attending Southeastern Louisiana University to major in nursing. Would Abigail's family and principal, Mr. Frank Jabia, please stand? The third scholarship recipient is Zachary Weber from Lakeshore High School. Zachary Weber is a 4.0 student, a member of the National Honor Society and Mu Alpha Theta during his time at Lakeshore. Through drafting and Project Lead the Way, Zach became AutoCAD and Inventor certified, mastering skills required for Windows systems and 3D modeling. He has been employed at Saya's Meat Market in Mandeville for the past 2 years, and he will attend Louisiana Tech in the fall to study mechanical engineering. Would Zachary's family and principal, Mr. Christian Munson, please stand? Our fourth scholarship recipient is Cassandra Canales from Slidell High School. Cassandra is an outstanding young lady. She has held memberships in several school-based clubs, such as the National Honor Society, Mu Alpha Theta, Beta Club, Interact Club, Fellowship of Christian Athletes, and Foreign Language Club. She was also a member of both the volleyball and soccer teams. Cassandra will be majoring in nursing at Louisiana State University. Would Caitlin's family and Principal Mr. Billy Percy please stand? And we'd just like to offer a special thank you to Capital One for partnering with St. Tammany and helping our students achieve their educational dreams. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. McCurley. What a wonderful scholarship. That's just fabulous, and we're very proud of you all for submitting and receiving it, and we congratulate you and wish you well in the future. Thank you. And we're very thankful for Capital One for that, if I didn't say that. Now we'll move on to public comments. 5 minutes, we didn't have anyone sign up for 5 minutes, and we didn't actually have anyone sign up for 3 minutes. I'm double checking. We had someone who mentioned they may sign up, but they appear to not be here. So we'll move on to our first agenda item, which is approval of the minutes from the regular meeting held on April 11, 2019. Do I have a motion to accept those minutes, please? I have a motion by Mr. Loop, a second by Mr. Harrell. Do we have any comments from board members? Any comments from the public? Would you please vote on the April 11th minutes? We have 14 yeas. Thank you very much. Our next item is approval of the minutes from the special meeting held on April 16th, 2019. Do I have a motion to accept those minutes? A motion by Mr. Kuzan and a second by Ms. Lamy. Do we have any comments from board members on those minutes? Any comments from the public? If not, please vote on our April 16th special meeting minutes. 14 yeas. Thank you. Our next item is approval of minutes from the special meeting held on April 30th, 2019. Do I have a motion to accept those minutes? I have a motion by Mr. Darman, a second. Mr. Green, would you like to second that? I have a second from Mr. Green. Do we have any comments from board members? Do we have any comments from the public? If not, would everyone please vote on the April 30th minutes? 13 yeas, 1 abstention. Minutes passed. Thank you. Next, we have appropriate retirement resolutions for the following certificated personnel subsequent to April 11, 2019. And Mr. Kosei, I understand you're going to read those for us this evening.
Yes, ma'am. President Hines, Leslie P. Dwyron, Alton Elementary, 33 years, all in St. Tammany Parish. Trina L. Lee, Alton Elementary, 33.76 years, 15 years in St. Tammany Parish. Randall C. Barragona, Bonnie Cole Elementary, 25 years, all in St. Tammany Parish. Catherine M. Forche, Bonnie Cole Elementary, 38 years, all in St. Tammany Parish. Lorraine A. Dahlberg, Shataima Elementary, 17.38 years, 10.84 years in St. Tammany Parish. Denise D. Labella, Shataima Elementary, 30 years, 21 years in St. Tammany Parish. Cheryl C. Sponsel, Covington Elementary, 30 years, 29 years in St. Tammany Parish. Susan R. Bankston, Covington High, 25.25 years, all in St. Tammany Parish. Lee V. Hebert Jr., Covington High, 25.92 years, all in St. Tammany Parish. Aaron E. Summers, Covington High, 25 years, all in St. Tammany Parish. Karen C. Paternostro, Creekside Junior High, 38.57 years, 29 years in St. Tammany Parish. Agnes C. Latoul, Cypress Cove Elementary, 33.04 years, 13.51 years in St. Tammany Parish. Arlene Seeley, Cypress Cove Elementary, 33 years, 28 years in St. Tammany Parish. Julie Ann H. Fowler, Florida Avenue Elementary, 18.50 years, 11 years in St. Tammany Parish. Adrian B. Taylor, Folsom Elementary, 28 years, all in St. Tammany Parish. Ann G. Authament, Fontainebleau Junior High, 37 years, 26 years in St. Tammany Parish. Robert C. Baloney, Fontainebleau Junior High, 26.5 years, 20 years in St. Tammany Parish. Ann M. Dardis, Harrison Curriculum Center, 32.96 years, 14.96 years in St. Tammany Parish. Joel P. Ham, Harrison Curriculum Center, 23.8 years, 16 years in St. Tammany Parish. Shanta D. Hoye, Harrison Curriculum Center, 32.1 years, 28 years in St. Tammany Parish. Pamela M. Croper, Harrison Curriculum Center, 29.07 years, 13 years in St. Tammany Parish. Leslie M. McDermott, Harrison Curriculum Center, 22.88 years, 14.88 years in St. Tammany Parish. Rebecca M. Senchel, Harrison Curriculum Center, 17.63 years, 16.13 years in St. Tammany Parish. Carolyn A. Zara Morvant, Harrison Curriculum Center, 33.68 years, 21.68 years in St. Tammany Parish. Mary S. Smith, Honey Island Elementary, 27.57 years, 23.5 years in St. Tammany Parish. Gail M. Sexton, Lake Harbor Middle, 26.44 years, 17 years in St. Tammany Parish. Marguerite C. Finnerty, Lancaster Elementary, 17.5 years, all in St. Tammany Parish. Gina S. Inman, Lancaster Elementary, 32.5 years, all in St. Tammany Parish. Taya N. Paulsell, Lancaster Elementary, 33.9 years, all in St. Tammany Parish. Bernard M. Stigler, Lee Road Junior High, 12.55 years, all in St. Tammany Parish. Judith M. Camout, Little Pearl Elementary, 42.78 years, 25 years in St. Tammany Parish. Rita W. Pittman, Lyon Elementary, 33.49 years, all in St. Tammany Parish. Shelley D. Jones, Madisonville Elementary, 35.65 years, all in St. Tammany Parish. Phyllis H. Stevens, Madisonville Elementary, 33 years, all in St. Tammany Parish. Malene K. Dickinson, Magnolia Trace Elementary, 29.55 years, 13 years in St. Tammany Parish. Calvin Smith, Mandeville High, 29 years, 28 years in St. Tammany Parish. Diane T. Rodrigue, Mandeville Junior High, 34.03 years, 25.91 years in St. Tammany Parish. Christy S. Scroggs, Mayfield Elementary, 33 years, 27 years in St. Tammany Parish. Lori J. Ferris, Montleon Junior High, 37 years, 14 years in St. Tammany Parish. James C. Camout, North Shore High, 46.83 years, 26 years in St. Tammany Parish. Gerald J. Hernandez, North Shore High, 45 years, 5 years in St. Tammany Parish. Gary J. Bossenmeyer, Pontchartrain Elementary, 38 years, 23 years in St. Tammany Parish. Teresa M. Bro, Slidell High, 35.12 years, 25 years in St. Tammany Parish. Darrell L. Nova, Slidell High, 16 years, all in St. Tammany Parish. Royce F. Stewart, Slidell High, 47 years, 35 years in St. Tammany Parish. Judith L. Williams, Slidell High, 28.42 years, 20 years in St. Tammany Parish. Sharon R. Hall, Whispering Forest Elementary, 10.38 years, all in St. Tammany Parish. Virginia W. Sherrills, Whispering Forest Elementary, 26.14 years, all in St. Tammany Parish. Ethel J. Turner, Whispering Forest Elementary, 36 years, 29 years in St. Tammany Parish. Beverly M. Blackburn, Woodlake Elementary, 25 years, all in St. Tammany Parish. Leela F. Parker, Woodlake Elementary, 40.5 years, 16.5 years in St. Tammany Parish. And finally, Susan J. Sterling, Woodlake Elementary, 22 years, all in St. Tammany Parish.
Wow, Mr. Kose, that was a long, long list. Great job.
Thank you.
Mr. Kose, do you have a total on years for us?
Yes, ma'am. Years of service total for our certificated personnel tonight is 1,564.39 years.
Wow. And I saw some multi-generational retirees, the father and son that came along that path. And Mr. Bro, I'm going to ask you if you'd like to make the motion tonight.
Well, I'm on the list to recuse myself because obviously I have some interest in this list. I want to congratulate all the people on this list. It's an enormous amount of talent that we're losing, 1,500 years of experience, and I know it's going to be very hard to replace these people. For months I've been joking with my wife that I would vote against her, but because
Because you want to go home tonight.
I do want to go home, so I will recuse myself, but I want to congratulate all of the people on that list for all the work that they've done for the school system. Thank you.
We wholeheartedly. Well, Mr. Bro says he does not want to make the motion, so Mr. Kuzan, would you like to make the motion? Mr. Kuzan, would you like to make the motion?
Yeah, I'll make
All right, we have a motion by Mr. Kuzan and a unanimous second? Unanimous second. All right. All right, comments from board
Sidebar.
members? Any other comments? Any comments from the public? If not, then we will vote.
Yeas and 1 abstention.
13 yeas and 1 abstention. We hope everyone does enjoy their retirement, our certificated personnel. Now, let's see, Mr. Kose, can you, we have appropriate retirement resolutions for the following non-certificated personnel subsequent to April 11th, 2019.
Thank you, President Heinz. Linda W. Herbert, Abney Early Childhood Center, 26.44 years, all in St. Tammany Parish. Cynthia M. Emmons, Brock Elementary, 27.55 years, all in St. Tammany Parish. Angela P. Jackson, Central Office, 26.88 years, all in St. Tammany Parish. Laura W. Cagle, Chataima Elementary, 20.88 years, all in St. Tammany Parish. Kimberly E. DeGlandon, Chataima Elementary, 20.21 years, all in St. Tammany Parish. Diane Callahan, Covington High, 23.24 years, all in St. Tammany Parish. Cynthia C. Cooper, Covington High, 28.38 years, all in St. Tammany Parish. Farrah R. Thigpen, Covington High, 19.07 years, all in St. Tammany Parish. Dolly C. Kern, Creekside Junior High, 30 years, all in St. Tammany Parish. Trudy M. Mounts, Education Center, 20.23 years, all in St. Tammany Parish. Joanna V. Kumu, Fontainebleau High, 27.28 years, all in St. Tammany Parish. Gail Z. Landor, Fontainebleau High, 31.33 years, 22 years in St. Tammany Parish. Iris T. May, Fontainebleau High, 27 years, 15 years in St. Tammany Parish. Shelley L. Taylor, Fontainebleau High, 15.45 years, all in St. Tammany Parish. John A. Schmidt, Fontainebleau Junior High, 23.57 years, all in St. Tammany Parish. Joyce W. Evans, Honey Island Elementary, 11 years, 5 years in St. Tammany Parish. Gay S. Saladino, Lakeshore High, 18.63 years, all in St. Tammany Parish. Susan G. Fryer, Little Pearl Elementary, 14.16 years, all in St. Tammany Parish. Linda M. Fang, Lyon Elementary, 26.37 years, all in St. Tammany Parish. Jody B. Day, Mandeville High, 20.30 years, all in St. Tammany Parish. Karen G. Corrales, Mandeville Junior High, 20 years, all in St. Tammany Parish. Samuel Searcy, Montleon Junior High, 16.65 years, all in St. Tammany Parish. Sheila M. Jones, Pontchartrain Elementary, 18.74 years, all in St. Tammany Parish. Elizabeth Z. Kirst, Salmon High School, 31.59 years, 27.09 years in St. Tammany Parish. Cindy G. Tillman, Slidell Junior High, 26.22 years, all in St. Tammany Parish. Sharon B. Allen, Transportation Center, 19.78 years, all in St. Tammany Parish. Deborah R. Jenkins, Transportation Center, 16.87 years, all in St. Tammany Parish. Dolores B. Johnson, Transportation Center, 18.37 years, all in St. Tammany Parish. Karen M. F. Ragus, Transportation Center, 31 years, all in St. Tammany Parish. And Brenda V. Clellan, Whispering Forest Elementary, 18.80 years, all in St. Tammany Parish.
And Mr. Kosey, do you have a total of
Yes,
years?
ma'am. Have a total on that one as well for non-cert. It is 644.16 years.
Wow. You know, it's such a team effort, and we really appreciate our non-certificated personnel, and we just couldn't run our school system without them. So we hope they thoroughly enjoy their retirements. And let's see if I can have a motion on that. Ms. Richardson offered that motion, and second by Ms. Drucker. We could offer up another unanimous second. Thank you, Mr. Derman. Do we have any comments from board members? Mr. Brown?
I'd also like to congratulate all of these people and wish them the best in their retirement.
Thank you. Any other comments? Any comments from the public? If not, then we'll please vote on the retirement resolutions for the non-certificated personnel subsequent to April 11th. We have 14 yeas on that motion. Congratulations again. All right, we'll move on to our next item, which is certification of board members. Certification of board members: Matthew E. Green, Elizabeth B. Heinz, Michael J. Derman, Stephen J. Loop, Brandon Harrell, Michael C. Nation, Shelta J. Richardson, Michael E. Winkler, Sharon L. Drucker, Ronald Betancourt, Tammy Lamy, Richard Hersey, James Bro, Dennis S. Kuzan, Lisa M. Page, in completion of 1 hour of training for 2019, presented on May 9th, 2019, as mandated by Louisiana Revised Statute 17:53. Mr. Falls.
Thank you, Ms. Hines. Do indeed certify that the board members named above did complete their 1 hour training as presented on May 9th.
Thank you very much. All right, we do not have to vote on that, but thank you for the certification. So we'll move on to our next item, which is to consider and take action with respect to adopting a resolution providing for canvassing the returns and declaring the result of the special election held in St. Tammany Parish Wide School District Number 12 of the Parish of St. Tammany, State of Louisiana, on Saturday, May 4th, 2019, to authorize the incurring of debt and issuance of bonds and the levy of a special tax therein. And Mr. Schluter is here to answer any questions on this, and Ms. Prevost is also here. But do I have a motion? I have a motion by Mr. Derman and a second by Mr. Hersey. And before we go into any other comments, I'd like to say that May 4th was a wonderful day for St. Tammany Parish. We had 3 spectacular graduations on that day. We had other graduations during the week, and they all went very well. And then we were very pleased to have a lot of community support come out for our bond renewal, and we're very pleased with the results of it, and we know that we'll have great things that we'll be able to do with those funds for our parish and our school system. So, Mr. Schluter.
Congratulations. You were one of 6 school boards that had bond issues presented to the voters at the May 4th election. All 6 passed. Yours passed by 65%, and no other school board had a greater percentage passage rate. So you're right at the very top.
Awesome.
But congratulations. The resolution you have before you has the official bid tally of votes, and after adoption, we'll make all the post-election filings, and that'll complete the election returns.
Yay.
All right, thank you very much. Do we have any comments from board members on this resolution? Do we have any comments from the public? If not, then we'll go ahead and vote on it. All right, we have 14 yeas. Thank you all very much. Next, we'll move on to our next one, which is to adopt a resolution levying a millage rate for tax year 2019 for 2 mills that were approved by voters on May 4th, 2019. Mr. Schluter, do you have any comments regarding this resolution?
The resolution was prepared by Ms. Prevost, and this is simply levying the 2 mills security tax that was approved by the voters on this year's tax roll.
Do we have any questions from board members?
I have a procedural question. Do
Yeah.
you need to make a motion to accept these resolutions?
Yes, we do.
Okay, we didn't do that last time.
Yes, we did.
Okay. Well, I move that we accept it.
Thank you, Mr. Bro. All right, we have a motion by Mr. Bro, and we have a second. All right, Mr. Winkler is going to second that one. Thank you. Any other questions? Do we have any comments from the public? If not, then we'll vote to adopt the resolution levying the millage rate for tax year 2019 for 2 mills. It was approved by the voters on May 4th, 2019. All right, we have 14 yeas on that motion. So then we'll move on to our next motion, which is to consider and take action with respect to adopting a resolution authorizing the advertising for bids for the purchase of general obligation school bond series 2019 of St. Tammany Parish Wide School District Number 12, the Parish of St. Tammany, State of Louisiana, and providing for other matters in connection therewith. Do I have a motion to adopt this resolution? All right, I have a motion by Mr. Betancourt, and do I have a second? Second by Mr. Green. All right, do we have any questions? Mr. Schluter, would you like to explain this one?
Yes, this
Before
is,
we go forward?
$175 million was approved by the voters for construction. This will be the first $35 million this year. Given current market conditions, the municipal advisor and Stephanie Ferry with Raymond James is here, recommends proceeding as quickly as possible and scheduling this bond sale. This provides for receiving competitive bids for the purchase of the bonds at a special board meeting June 18th at 11:30 a.m. And assuming sale of the bonds on that day, the funds will be available on July 25th and available for projects.
All right, any questions from board members regarding this? And you did catch that we'll have that bond sale on June 18th at 11:30, and that will require a special meeting of the board on that day to come together for that. Any other questions? Mr. Green?
I agree that it's a good, favorable bond market to be issuing in. Could you have any indication of what the interest rate is on these bonds?
Low. But
Yeah. Good evening, Stephanie Ferry with Raymond James. As of today, we would expect that 20-year rate, again, this is going to have maturities ranging from 1 year out to 20 years, but on the long end, we expect that rate is going to be south of 2.6%. So very low rates.
Yeah, right. We can't just issue them all.
you have to spend the money within 3 years.
It's a process, and we follow our guidelines here and go through the process, and we think that, we'll have a good sale for the bonds on that day.
And that's one of the reasons, too, we're trying to schedule this as quickly as possible. We can't schedule it any earlier because we have to go through the process with Standard & Poor's to obtain the rating on the bond issue, so we need to leave sufficient time to do that. But as Ms. Ferry indicated, this is all, of course, subject to what the market conditions are at that point in time, but it's been very encouraging recently. Right before Easter, St. Martin's School Board rated A+, several notches below you in the bond rating. Sold a 20-year issue, and they had 5 bids, and 4 of those bids were under 3%. So again, we're getting out there as quickly as possible. Right now, it looks very, very attractive.
And I apologize for the sunglasses.
That's okay. We appreciate you being here this evening, Ms. Ferry and Mr. Schluter. Are there any other questions from board members? If not, are there any questions from members of the public? All right, Mr. Betancourt had made the motion, Mr. Green had seconded it, so would you please vote on that motion? We have 14 yeas. Again, thank you very much for being here this evening. We appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, our next item, we're going to pull item J from the agenda. This is regarding a bill that's coming before the House, and we've heard that the bill is probably dead and won't come before the House, so we're going to go ahead and pull it. If we find otherwise, we'll notify board members and we'll ask you to make individual contact. But at this time, with no objection, we're going to pull that bill. That on the agenda. All right. Next, we have approval of the recommendations from the Committee as a Whole meeting for Business Affairs and Administrative held on May 9th, 2019. Mr. Derman.
Thank you, Ms. Heinz. We have one recommendation, and that is recommends the acceptance of Mandeville High School infrastructure for modular buildings as substantially complete, subject to the architect's recommendations, submission of all regulatory requirements, and approval of Superintendent Fo's STPSB project number 1807.
All right. All right, I have a motion by Mr. Green and a second by Ms. Drucker to accept those improvements to Mandeville High School. Do we have any comments from board members? Do we have any comments from the public? Would you please vote on that motion? We have 14 yeas on that. Mr.
Ms. Heinz, that completes our report. Mr. Green is very excited about this being completed.
Thank you. Or after the announcements. All right, our next item is announcements. And this evening, our announcements are that we would like to thank the Pineview Middle School chorus students for the entertainment provided at the volunteer reception this evening. Their teacher is Miss Erica Moses, and I've heard them perform before, and I know they did a wonderful job for us. We appreciate them very much. We would also like to thank the talented art students from Pineview Middle. Their artwork is on display this month in the atrium, and their teacher is Ms. Adair Watkins. Our next announcement is that the central office and satellite offices will be closed on Monday, May 27th for Memorial Day. And our final announcement, the committee as a whole meeting for June will be on Thursday, June 6, 2019 at 6 p.m. Before we end the meeting tonight, I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Folse. He's has a special treat for us.
Thank you, Ms. Heinz, board members. We just wanted to share with y'all, there was 3 different graduation videos that we ran during graduation week. Ms. Heinz mentioned the 8 graduations in 7 days, and last week we saw some of the recap of the actual graduation events themselves. But these were the videos that led up to that, and we just received great input and the great recommendations from everybody that saw it. So I just wanted to share with y'all, and I thought we'd close our meeting with these. They're 3 short videos, and so please enjoy them. Thank you.
Do you remember kindergarten?
I don't remember anything from kindergarten except my teacher.
I remember show and tell.
She was nice. She gave us snacks, between breaks. We had nap times.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
I want to be on broadcasting. I want to do broadcasting for my future.
I want to be an artist. I'm going to LSU for graphic design.
That's a good idea. What advice could you give me about school?
Study. Study hard. Study for everything.
Be kind and be friendly to everyone you meet. You can always smile to someone.
What is your favorite subject?
I love all my art classes. They're so much fun. I took 2 this year.
Probably math. It's the easiest subject to me. It comes natural.
What is your favorite memory of high school?
Probably when I did plays, when I did theater.
I won prom queen, so that was pretty cool. Definitely a very fun memory.
Your friends, that's just the most memorable things about high school, the people around you.
What is the most useless talent that you have?
I can't really do it in a gown, but it's pretty good.
If you had a superpower, which one would it be?
I would probably want to,
I'd want to fly. I can get places a lot faster and it seems like a lot of fun.
fly. I would want to fly. Or turn invisible. No, fly. I would want to fly.
What are you most looking forward to after you graduate?
Part of college, meeting new people, putting myself out there, learning.
I'm looking forward to starting my life, getting a job that makes me happy. Yeah, I'm looking forward to starting my life. Maybe see what college offers me.
There
you go.
Thank you.
You said go skipper?
As a graduating senior, some advice for incoming freshmen would be to get involved around campus as much as possible.
Don't be shy to take something you enjoy and find an outlet to make some new friends through a club. There's so many things that your school will probably offer you.
Join clubs, join sports, do all kinds of things, and that way you can meet new people.
Being involved in student council and going to football games, basketball games, things such as that.
My advice to freshmen is to always study, never slack on your work.
Make sure to challenge yourself and just strive for better. Don't just go for the easy route.
Make a habit early of doing things ahead of time and not waiting until the last minute for everything.
Study hard, keep up your GPA because that really does matter when you get to college.
Don't dig a hole for yourself. Do your homework on time. Don't procrastinate till the last minute because no one likes being stressed out.
Don't be afraid to go to your teachers for help. They're really here to help you and want to make sure that you do your best in high school.
Forming relationships with faculty members around campus definitely made high school perfect for me.
Make sure that you get to know your teachers and you're very nice to them because it'll pay off in the end.
Make good relationships with your administrators, your principal, your disciplinarian. They all care about you very much and want the best for you and would love to have a personal relationship with you.
So my last 4 years have been a lot of fun. I would just tell freshmen to enjoy it.
Make sure that you're hardworking, determined, and really push yourself in high school. It's going to be a great time and you're going to have the best 4 years of your life.
Graduating and saying goodbye is definitely a bittersweet moment, but I've gained memories that I will cherish for a lifetime.
Enjoy all the friends and possibilities you have here at high school because it goes by fast and you're going to miss it. Though you don't realize it now, these will be some of the greatest memories you have and some of the most fun days you have. So I know you have a great 4 years, and once again, just make sure to make the most of every day.
And one day you'll be able to walk across that stage and it'll all pay off.
Good luck, freshmen.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Goodbye, good luck, and don't forget to have fun.
Good luck, class of 2023. We're rooting for you.
Congratulations to the class of 2019. I will see you in 2031.
Thank you, Ms. Hines.
What a wonderful way to end the meeting. It's wonderful. And thank you, Channel 13. You all do a fabulous job, and we just love all those. May is a wonderful month in St. Tammany Schools. Thank you all. Meeting adjourned.